Hello, my name is Devin Smith, and this is my discussion for how software application developers choose how they design and develop the applications that they make. So, software development life cycle is the application of standard development business practices to develop software applications. So, it's essentially a list of ways that makes it easy for software developers to create applications. It's typically divided into 6 to 8 steps: planning, requirements, design, build, document, test, deploy, and then obviously maintain the application that they build. Some project managers will combine, split, or omit some of the steps. That's why you see where it could be 6 to 8 steps. Design and build can sometimes be the same step, and then deploy and maintain, they usually combine together because as you're deploying it, like if you deploy beta versions, you're getting feedback from users on how you can make your application better. And this is a way to improve and develop processes, helps fine-grain an analysis and maximize efficiency, because if you don't have steps like this, you might just be scrambling on ways to make this and not actually have a clear-cut plan. Project managers, when planning, evaluate the terms of the project, calculating costs like labor and material, creating a timetable. Also, they can get feedback from superiors because your superiors are the ones who are paying for the application that you are developing, and if they don't like the language of what you're trying to use, then they're going to tell you to change it, which is pretty important. And planning should define the scope of the project. So when you're planning your application process and the software that you're going to use and the language within the software that you're going to use, it should be an overall, you should have a plan that's going to finite the entire thing. They then define what is required of the application and what is needed to build the project. So they have a list of things that they know is required for the application. So say you're making an app to edit photos, the required of the application is that the language in the software will allow users to easily Photoshop pictures that they took on their phone, their camera, on their computer, stuff like that. And then obviously what you need to build this application. So then from there, they start designing by specifying language based on industry practices. So a lot of times programming industries will have similar practices, and they use that as kind of like a mold to help start the design of their application. Defining how customers will interact with the software. So that's pretty important, because if you're building something and you don't know how your customers are going to use it, you're probably not going to be building a very good product, because the happiness of the customers is what gets you paid, what gets your company paid, what gets the app used, and stuff like that. If it's not easy to use, word will spread and nobody will use the application, and that'll be a waste of time and money. And then they also plan what platforms it'll be on. So if it's going to be in the App Store, the Google Store, stuff like that. If you can access it on a computer, if it's an application that you can download to your desktop, your laptop, stuff like that. Include problem-solving methods. So when you're defining the language that you're using within the application, you want to be able to have a way to solve problems when they get brought up from customers, when you get feedback, or even if your superiors find something that they don't like about it when they beta test it, they can make it so the language that they use is easy to fix and problem solve. How when customers use the application, how they can communicate best with you as the application creator, and how easy it'll be for the software language that you use to go in and fix the problems that they found based on the easy communication that you built into it. And then obviously, like we talked about last week, putting in security measures within your software application language, so that way you don't have big issues with people's personal information that's on the app getting hacked. And then after the decisions pass through, they write the app as a team and they finite their skills. And then from there, it gets tested, beta tested, and then it gets deployed on all platforms. And then from there, it's just maintaining the app and making sure that customers are happy with the product and you're making money.